Okay, so hello sir, this is Siddharth, SPK1, and this is my 3D project. So I modeled the Wally. This is a Disney character which I really loved, and basically it's a garbage picker, which I mean, it's a good movie, and and it was a tough model to make. So basically, I started the project by using these two blueprints. So I use these two images. That's the front side and the side side. Yeah. And then I put these in a different layer called references, and then I can remove it whenever I want to. It's just for the reference. So whenever I use like a front view, I can. I closely replicated the whole thing, and this the side view also. Yeah. So I started off with the body. I added something called edge loops where I can give off these sharp edges. I mean, it is not that sharp. It gives off the round edges, but still it gives the sharp edges also at the same time. So that gives off a good thing. And then when I smoothen it, it won't look that bad and not and won't look like a very rounded robot. So yeah, so that gives a good thing. And then added this thing like wait, I just need to remove this. Yeah. So added this hollow space over here to make it give some space for the hand. And for this, what I did was I basically put faces. I clicked on this and I used something called the extrude option, and then I added a hole in it by adding a small offset so that I can get this small space over here. And I also added this connecting thing, which makes it look like this thing is connected to this. But I mean, it is connected, but yeah. So this gives off like a joint look. So in this rig that you see, if I move it like this, it looks like it's connected to this. So yeah, it's like a pivot, and yeah. Okay, and so I did then I started the hand. The hand is a simple design. It was just a cylinder before, and then I added this. I made the bottom a flat sphere, a flatness, and then over here I added some more techniques. Like I just took a cylinder and added this a leaf-looking texture, so that it looks like this is connected to this. And then over here, I clicked on face and extruded every single part of this. So this is all one sphere. And then over here is the main part of the hand. It's like the pivot corner. So over here, it looks like if it's yeah. So it looks like this when it does it. So yeah, it pivots. And also this. So this whole thing is a cube, and it's all connected to this. So it looks like it's getting connected, but it's not. But yeah, it is connected. And this cube has been again. I used insert edge loops to give that sharp look and the claws effect. So I duplicated this whole design and I put it there. Yeah. So the next part is the wheels. Oh, no, oh yeah, I forgot the neck. Actually, no, never mind. Yeah. The next part is the head. But first we got to look at the neck. So the neck is being attached through this thing, and yeah. So is this one thing first? Actually, this whole neck is being attached in different ways possible, and like for example, you see this over here. Like this thing is connected to this whole head. This part is just connected to this, and this one is. I mean, this one is like the main pivot. So yeah, it does all of the rotations. and this is just for the eyes. I mean, yeah, in the animation you can see like every single, like in the movie you can see every single part of the body move. So I replicated that. So as in the design, it's just a simple design. Like I added one cylinder over here, extruded this, and added another sphere, another cylinder, made a cube, made it look like in that shape with the help of the faces and extrude options, and then made a cylinder again with extrude over there. And then for the head, I made a huge cylinder just to make it look like it's connected to this whole thing. I thought of replicating the same thing over here as shown, but then it was kind of difficult, so I couldn't do that. And then yeah, so this looks like it's getting connected to both the underneath and also the top. And now for the eyes, what I did was like as you see over here, you can get the 3D effect where like it's popping out. So yeah, again I clicked on the whole face. I morphed this whole thing into that shape to make it look like a leaf. And then this whole thing is just cylinders, hollow cylinders. So one over here, like that. So everything is stacked on each other. So this gives off like a camera effect. So I like that. And this is just the glass. I mean, that's a texture, but yeah. And these screws over here, that's just for the minor details. Just like what you see over here. As the spheres, but that is small. And over here is just an extra shape, which I like extruded from this. So basically, they both are just from coming from this hole. And then, yeah. Now the interesting part is the wheels. So at first I thought like I should just make one wheel track and then replicate, let's duplicate it accordingly to make it in a circle. But then that was very tough and I couldn't do it. So I found out something called Mash, where it's like a network. So I just clicked on one object and then automatically it just created a whole Mash set. For example, this cube is called PQ20, and that's for the whole thread. So we just created a whole mesh. Then I used this function called curve. So I made a nerve circle to make the path, and accordingly, this whole chain just lashed onto that curve, and it turned to this thing, a tank thread. So automatically the animation comes for that. And then what I did was for the wheels. I mean, it is gears. So yeah. I mean, I thought of making it like this itself, but then yeah, it was tough. So what I did was I just again replicated all these cylinders, and then I used the extrude option where I clicked on each face of the this side, and then offsetted some parts, and then I extruded, so making it look like it's gears. And this is being connected to underneath this. So yeah, that's my whole model. Got to turn this off. Yeah, so this is my whole model for now. And then now is the rendering. Yes. So all of this, everything is Arnold based and it's all AI standard surface. Like every single thing is AI standard surface over here. So the eyes make it look like the camera effects and exactly what you see in the movie. I mean, it looks like a more realistic body. And the textures, yes, these are like the tank threads textures and the gears. I give it a rust. It's like a layer of two textures actually. And over here, the same thing. And I mean, these two textures are the same because they both look fresh and they are always polished. So yeah, I mean, I used I used all of these. I added all of this using Hypershade. So what you see over here is like all the textures, and I added some overlapping over here and there for like the roughness and the metalness and the diffuseness. So yeah, that came out great. So which led to this whole model. So it looks almost the same as that of the cartoon. And now is the animation. Let me just show you the first animation and then I'll explain. Yeah. So what you see over here is Wally just looking at the screen and then like tapping onto the screen and then saying, realizing that someone's behind the screen and just saying hi. So yeah, I have to show you the rig. Okay, so the rig is basically one is connected to the body, and these two are the hands, and this is for the minor details over here and also here, and this is for the neck. This I showed you before. So every single part is being connected, and even the eyes and the legs are also connected from here. Now there was a problem. If I connected this to this, then for some reason, whenever I move this, the tank thread also moved along with it, and I have no clue why that happened. But yeah, for some reason that thing happened, so I just stopped that. So I just made a separate thing. Yeah, but it still works, so it's fine. And the camera motion is a nerve circle again. Oh, actually, not nerve circle. It's something called curve tools. Yeah, CV curve tool. So in the curve tool, I can show you the animation here. Yeah, so this is like the nerve, the circle tool, the curve tool. So we can see in this next part, like it goes exactly to and it stops exactly when Wally stands over there. So the whole thing just happens like really smoothly. And now I had a difficult time just exporting this whole thing because it just wouldn't work. So I exported using the FBX export and then put it in the assets. And I put the camera in a separate asset. So then it led to this. So for now, it's just I know I didn't have the time to add the textures because I mean the textures weren't working that well for some reason. Like the AI standard surface textures and all came, but it just didn't embed with this. So for some reason, it just became like a purple and a blue color thing. And the animation was quite fast. So I mean, it didn't happen that well. I know it's a quick animation, but then yeah. So the only thing which I could do in this here is just make a sequence and put a camera, but then I didn't put any movement in it because again there were some issues with that. But I mean Unreal wasn't working that well, and yeah. So this is overall I did for this project. I actually wanted to do more, like modifying and some designing extra like that, like some more inner designing. So I mean I have a lot of confidence. That's why I put in all the effort in the tanks, threads, and the eyes and stuff, and the neck. So I used to make it almost look the same. Yeah. So I learned a lot from this course. It's just that if I did it earlier, would have been nice. But then, yes, I didn't have that much. Like I wasted my time. But also, other courseworks are also there. So yeah, everything clashed in between. And I also just got my new laptop, so I had to redo everything again. Because other laptop, the other thing wasn't working anymore. So this is what I could do. Even after the extra 5 days, and still I could only do this much. So sorry about that. And I wanted to add backgrounds and stuff, so I wanted to show this like a destroy terrain, like of this might be the future. This might be the future and stuff. So yeah. But thank you, sir, for like teaching me all of this because this was actually my passion, animation. Because I always wanted to work for Disney, but yeah, I could only do this much for now. So yeah, okay. Thank you, sir, for teaching me the subject, and this concludes my project.